Hello there YouTube, it's Gojira Prime with another Transformers video review, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Seige Optimus Prime. Now this is a Voyager class figure for the character in the new Seige toy line and TV series, and basically what you get is what you see here with the figure. You get the central figure itself, Optimus Prime, and his two accessories, which are a gun and also this attachment, which is a shield that attaches to Optimus Prime's arm, and it also doubles as a handheld weapon in the form of, if I can get it to work, that is. Oh, there we go. In the form of an axe. We'll just put the accessories to one side for the time being, and we'll just focus on Prime himself. Now, Prime is his traditional red cab design truck, but they've, as the Seige series is set on Cybertron, what they've tried to do is they've tried to give it a kind of a sci-fi futuristic look to the vehicle. It's a nice variation of Prime's usual truck mode. Quite interesting. You can look at it and tell it's instantly Optimus Prime. It's got some nice detailing on the wheels and the midsection here, and then around the cab as well. You've got this very nice clear blue plastic that's embedded into the figure, and the Autobot logo on the side here. But no Autobot logo on the side here. But yeah, it's a nice variation of the Optimus Prime truck mode for G1. It has been repainted, I think, once or twice. I think there is a 30th anniversary mode, which has more cartoon accurate colors. But more recently, it's been redone as the Netflix Seige Nemesis convoy, and it's all in black and actually comes with a trailer, and that's one of my biggest complaints about this figure. Although the actual figure itself is very, very nice in truck and robot mode, it doesn't come with a trailer. Again, it's a bit of a stickle point with me, this one. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a nice truck mode all in all. I get kind of a Mad Max kind of vibe from the design, if I'm honest. I know it sounds a bit weird since the vehicles in Mad Max were a lot more cobbled together, but it is quite nice. If they'd done this in kind of grungier colors, this could have very easily been like a Mad Max kind of truck, or maybe if this type of cyberpunk design. As well. I mean, it looks like maybe this thing could take a trailer if you got something to attach here somewhere, but I don't know. But yeah, all in all, it's quite a nice truck mode. It's got some very nice, I'm going to focus up. There we go. It's got some very nice molded detail. I'm not a massive fan of the battle damage, the scraped paint and so forth that's around the figure, but it's not too much of a problem for me in general. But, there you go. So all in all, quite a nice truck mode. So I'll just pause the video while I get him transformed, and then we'll take a look at him in his robot mode. And here we have now the Seige version of Optimus Prime in his robot mode. And I have to admit, this robot mode version of Optimus Prime is, 100% spot on for looking like a G1 Cybertonian version of Optimus Prime, but also at the same time, a very close homage to what he looked like in the original show. Just to get a bit up closer, the head sculpt on this thing, if it'll focus, there we go, is absolutely bang on the money for G1 Optimus Prime. Everything about this is pretty much spot on for the robot mode. It looks absolutely brilliant. From the head to toe, you look at this and you instantaneously think a G1 Optimus Prime. Everything folds away really, really nicely. Everything tucks in really, really nicely, so the figure is, as slimmed down as much as possible. All in all, when I got this figure, this became my favorite version of Optimus Prime and replaced my Classics Optimus Prime as the Prime I have on my shelf full time with my figures. So, a really, really, really nice version of Prime. Again, there's this battle damage all over the place for him. It's all right. It doesn't really bug me too much. It gives it a bit of detailing, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I really, really like this figure. I really, really do. And obviously with his accessories, his gun, you can just put straight into his hand like that. And then you can just take his axe and put it into his hand like that if you want. So then he's got a gun axe combo. I do feel maybe like perhaps the handle on the axe is probably too large. They could have made it a bit smaller, I think, but that's just my opinion. And then if you want it as a shield, you just take it out, fold up the axe components. I've done it the wrong way around. And fold it up like this. And then this just plugs in straight there into a port on his arm like that. And then he has a shield. And I actually prefer this more as a shield than as an axe weapon. But yeah, it's a really, really good looking version of Optimus Prime for the G1 era. And, I really enjoy it. It was, this was the Prime on my shelf going forward for a little while. But it does have one major problem. Now, I said this was the Prime on my shelf because a few months after I got this Optimus Prime, this Optimus Prime was announced and came out. And this is the Transformers Earthrise Optimus Prime, which is a much more faithful reinterpretation of G1 Optimus Prime. This is his Cybertronian mode version. This is his Earth mode version. I mean, they share a lot of similarities, but this guy is the G1 mode, the Earth mode, and he comes with a trailer. This is a Cybertronian mode that doesn't come with the trailer. Although they both look great, if I had known about this guy, I would not have gotten this guy. And that is this figure's biggest problem, in that anyone who knew about this was never going to get this, and if you did get this and then you got this, you were a bit annoyed. I know I was, but c'est la vie. Because, I knew I was going to be getting an Earthrise Optimus, I've pre-ordered the Earthrise Megatron, which hopefully will be here in the next week, and I've not actually bothered getting the Seige version of Megatron. I might pick it up at some point, but I don't think I will. This guy is now regulated to the box collection. Now he's just boxed up with all the other figures that are not currently on display, which is kind of a shame. I just think if maybe this guy had been released with a trailer, I'd feel less inclined to have gotten this guy. This guy is now coming out as Nemesis Prime with a trailer. Why they just didn't release this version of Prime with a trailer, I just don't know. It it would have made all the difference. And that way, if I had got him with a trailer, I probably wouldn't have gotten this guy. But this guy I absolutely love. This is now the Optimus Prime on my shelf for my G1 collection. I just absolutely adore this thing. So yeah, that is this figure's biggest problem, is this guy. The fact that he was released not so long after this one means this guy is superfluous, made redundant, which is a shame because it is actually a really good figure. It transforms very well. The alternate mode is nice. It's well detailed. The gun is a bit of a problem for me. I'm not a big lover of the gun. I will probably get a replacement one, a third-party replacement. But, the shield thing is nice. All in all, it's a very, very nice figure. It's just that with the release of Earthrise Optimus Prime, if you didn't get this, get this. So, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. I mean, I think the saving grace for this figure would have been if it had come with a trailer. But it didn't. This came with a trailer. And, I do have a few problems with this figure's trailer as well, but I'll come into those at a later date. So, just as a size comparison with some other figures from the Transformers line, I'll just move Earthrise off to the side. Here he is next to the Generations Selects Ricochet. So he's a decent sized figure, decent sized Voyager figure. And then here he is as well, next to what I think is probably my second favorite version of Optimus Prime at the moment that I have on my shelf. Leader Class Selects Star Convoy. So, yeah. So, to summarize, is Seige a good figure? Yeah, it's a great figure. It looks great. It looks like G1 Optimus Prime with the Cybertronian mode. The alt mode is great. The robot mode is great. The detailing is great. But if you haven't got this, get this. If you find both of them, I mean, this guy is getting re-released soon. He's coming out as part of the Kingdom line. So if you have missed out on an Optimus Prime and you want a good G1 Optimus Prime, get this. Don't get this. If you have got this, but you haven't got this, it's not the end of the world. It's still a great figure, still a great Optimus Prime, but this is the one you want. This is the version you want to get. Which is a shame, because this figure is good, but it's made redundant by this one now. So, if you can get Seige Prime at a decent price, not too expensive, and you would like a Cybertronian version of Optimus Prime, get him. But if you're just looking for a good Optimus Prime for your collection, get this one when he comes back out in a couple of months' time as part of the Kingdom line. Anyway, that's my very quick review and my thoughts on Seige Optimus Prime. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please comment below, and thank you very much.